This is a really cool swim bait. It's a Megabass Spark Shad in a 5-inch. And you know, the two characteristics I like most about the Spark Shad is one is the body shape. It kind of has a keel shaped body. Whether I'm reeling it in real fast, burning it back to the boat, or you know, just slow rolling it, the keel shaped body will keep that swim bait true all the way back to the boat. And that's real important because a fish won't bite a swim bait that leans over to the side or you know, wants to turn on you. So that keel shaped body is important to me. The other feature I really like about the Spark Shad is the perpendicular style tail. It's got a T-shaped tail, and unlike a traditional boot tail that has a figure 8 type action, this has a real subtle wag to it. As you pull it through the water and slow roll it, it just has a nice subtle wag that drives a big fish crazy. And that's what I think the biggest key is when you're swim bait fishing, is slow winding it all the way back to the boat, and just it's almost a tantalizing retrieve, and it drives a big fish nuts. There are many ways to rig the Megabass Spark Shad, but here are my 3 favorite ways to rig it. Starting with just a lead-headed swim bait jig head. This is the Megabass body balance head. This is in a 3/8 ounce. I'll use this head when I'm fishing probably deeper than 12-15 feet of water, in and around rocks. As you can see, it's got the exposed hook, so away from cover. It's more of an open water head for me. Next is, you know, when I'm fishing a lot of cover, a lot of grass lines, standing timber, any type of cover in the water, and I know shad are tucked in real tight, I'll throw this belly weighted head. It's one of those screw lock heads. It's about a 1/4 ounce weight up here up front, and I'll rig it to expose, and I'll expose the top of the hook barely, and then skin hook it back in so it's completely weedless. And when the fish bites it, it's a very hard hook set, landing those fish every time, but really good way to present the bait in and around a lot of cover. And the third way, of course, is a vibrating jig trailer. The Spark Shad's an awesome vibrating jig trailer because of that real subtle tail it has. You know, a vibrating jig, the blade up front does all the work and moves all the water. In my opinion, you want a nice subtle trailer on these vibrating jigs, and that Spark Shad gives it to me. With the 5-inch Spark Shad, it's real important to have a stiffer type rod. A heavy action 7'2" to 7.5 foot rod. The one I prefer is the Double X. It's an F7 7.2 perfect pitch rod. At 7'2" in length, I'm able to make real long casts or nice short perfect presentation casts. And especially with that inline belly hook, you need the horsepower to set that hook home. Real simple, cast it out to any piece of cover, any grass line, in and around timber. It's just a slow, steady retrieve. Again, with that tail, that T-shaped tail, it doesn't require much pull to get that tail wagging. Especially on an inline belly-weighted hook, I like to point my rod tip towards that bait. And when they hit it with everything they got. But when your rod tip is pointed towards the bait, whether that fish hits it and turns or hits it and swims toward you, you've got from that 3 o'clock position all the way to the 9 o'clock to set the hook home. So very important to keep the rod tip pointed towards that Spark Shad when you're reeling it in.